Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is R.S. Raghu with the evening news. The headlines. Country registers significant decline in active caseload and new cases of COVID-19, less than 5,000 cases in 20 states. Over 60,000 cases registered in the last 24 hours, lowest in 75 days. Recovery rate improves to 95.64%. Aims Delhi to restart OPD services in a phased manner from Friday. Saudi Arabia cancels Hajj performance for foreign pilgrims this year in view of COVID-19 pandemic. National Investigation Agency announces 10 lakh rupee reward for information on 2 suspects in Israel Embassy blast case. Jal Shakti Ministry urges all MPs to participate and support the Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign in their constituencies. Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra emphasizes on swift and efficient delivery of voter-centric services. Government says it expects ethanol distillation capacities to be doubled by 2025. Country may achieve 20% blending target. In Asian Cup football qualifiers, last Group E match underway between India and Afghanistan at Jasim bin Hamad Stadium, Doha. And in Euro 2020 today, Hungary faces Portugal and Germany to take on France. As many states are relaxing lockdown norms, we advise our listeners not to lower their guard as the COVID-19 pandemic remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow the 4 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene and get vaccinated. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news. The Union Government has said India is registering a significant decline in active caseload and fresh cases of COVID-19. With this, the recovery rate is continuously improving in the country and has reached 95.64%. Briefing media in New Delhi today, Joint Secretary of Health and Family Welfare Ministry, Love Agarwal, said the country registered a maximum number of over 4 lakh cases on the 7th of last month, and since then daily cases are continuously declining. He said in the last 24 hours, India has registered over 60,000 new cases, which is the lowest in 75 days. Mr. Agarwal said a decline of 30% in average daily new cases has been registered in the last 2 weeks. He said there are 366 districts where drastic reduction in cases has been witnessed in the last 6 weeks.
अगर हम पिछले 24 घंटे का डेटा एनालाइज करें तो हम पाते हैं कि करीब 60,471 केसेस पिछले 24 घंटे में देश में रिपोर्ट हुए हैं, यानी कि जो पीक देश ने एक नोट की थी उसमें करीब 85% डिक्लाइन इन टर्म्स ऑफ द डेली केसेस गेटिंग रिपोर्टेड अब हम नोट कर रहे हैं। पिछले 8 दिनों से हम देखें तो पाते हैं कि देश में 1 लाख से कम संख्या में डेली बेसिस पर केसेस रिपोर्ट हुए हैं।
Mr. Agarwal said a significant reduction in active cases has been reported and at present there are over 9 lakh active cases in the country. He added that a decline of over 75% has been reported from the peak of active cases. He said in 20 states the active cases are less than 5,000.
हमारे देश में करीब 9 लाख के करीब ऐसे केसेस हैं जो कि एक्टिव केसेस की दृष्टि में आते हैं, यानी कि हम देखते हैं कि करीब 65 दिनों के बाद देश में एक्टिव केसेस की संख्या में एक और विजिबल कमी आई है इन टर्म्स ऑफ द फैक्ट कि एक्टिव केसेस आर लेस देन 10 लाख और आज हमने देखा है कि पीक के कंपैरिजन में करीब 28.3 लाख केसेस जो पहले एक्टिव केसेस की दृष्टि थे वह अब कम हो गए हैं। करीब 75.6% जो हमने पीक इन टर्म्स ऑफ एक्टिव केसेस मैनेज किए थे वह घटते घटते 75.6% कम हो गया है।
Mr. Agarwal said the recovery rate is continuously improving in the country. He said the recovery rate was over 81% in the country on 3rd May and now it has reached nearly 95.64%.
हमारे देश में ओवरऑल रिकवरी रेट में भी एक बहुत पॉजिटिव प्रोग्रेस नोट की जा रही है। जैसे कि हम देखें तो पाते हैं कि जहां 3 मई वाले समय पर देश में 81.8% रिकवरी रेट था, वह 18 मई तक 85.6% यानी कि 85% तक पहुंचा और 27 मई तक बिकॉज ऑफ द कंटिन्यूड एफर्ट्स एट द फील्ड लेवल वह 90% तक पहुंचा और आज बढ़ते बढ़ते देश में क्यूमुलेटिव रिकवरी रेट 95.6% तक पहुंच चुकी है।
The Joint Secretary said the country has ramped up COVID-19 testing for the early detection of cases. He said various laboratories are conducting on an average 18,78,000 tests in the country these days. Mr. Agarwal said the average positivity rate was 21.6% in the first week of May, which has come down to 4.8% in the last 7 days. He said the country is registering less than 5% daily positivity rate for the last 8 consecutive days. Giving the comparative analysis of COVID infection among different age groups, Mr. Agarwal said more people in the age group of 21 to 50 were infected during the second wave of the pandemic.
जो हमारा युवा पॉपुलेशन यानी 21 से 30 साल, 31 से 40 साल और 41 से 50 साल के जो हमारा युवा वर्ग है, तो अगर पिछले साल उसमें 21.21%, 21.23% एंड 17.3% इन डिफरेंट एज ग्रुप में केसेस आए, तो उसी के समानांतर हमने देखा है कि इस बार की वेव में भी 22.9%, 22.7% एंड 17.26% यानी कि उसी अनुपात में इन्फेक्शन उस पर्टिकुलर एज ग्रुप में नोट किया गया।
Terming vaccination as a major tool in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic, Mr. Agarwal said over 26 crore 5 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far. He said 21 crore 14 lakh first doses and 4 crore 91 lakh second doses have been administered so far. Mr. Agarwal said despite the decrease in COVID-19 fresh cases and positivity rate, people must rigorously follow COVID-19 appropriate behavior.
Member Health Niti Aayog Dr. Paul has stressed on effective containment of COVID pandemic by following COVID appropriate behavior and creating micro-containment zones across the country. Briefing the media in New Delhi today, Dr. Paul has said the country is dealing with highly infectious variant of the coronavirus this year. He said strict preventive measures are required to contain transmission of this variant. On the Delta Plus variant, Dr. Paul has said it has not been classified as a variant of concern. He said this variant nullifies the use of monoclonal antibody as per the data available in public domain. He said more scientific study is required to learn about this variant.
ये वेरिएंट जो है वो मार्च से देखा गया है यूरोप में और इसको नोटिफाई या इसको पब्लिक डोमेन में 13 जून को लाया गया। The present status is that yes, a new variant has been found. This is a variant of interest. This is not as yet classified as a variant of concern. A variant of concern is one in which we have understood that there are adverse consequences to humanity. Transmissibility बढ़ जाती है, severity बढ़ जाती है। वो अभी इसके बारे में मालूम नहीं, लेकिन जो चेंज आई है, जिस तरह से आई है, उसके इफेक्ट को अब साइंटिफिक तरीके से वॉच करना चाहिए।
Talking about the COVID vaccine Novavax, Dr. Paul has said this vaccine is very safe and highly effective. He said the data available in the public domain proves it. He said efficacy of this vaccine is over 90% and this will be produced in India.
This vaccine is very safe and highly effective, more than 90% as you heard. But what makes this vaccine relevant for today, in order to mention this, is the fact that this vaccine will be produced in India. There is preparatory work already accomplished by the Serum Institute. They are in collaboration with the original company, and in fact, as you know, they are also conducting a bridging trial already, which is in advanced stages of completion.
On the vaccination front, Dr. Paul has said that the central government, with the active support of states and union territories, are working together for scaling up the vaccination coverage. Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said that pre-registration for vaccination through online registration and prior booking of appointment is not mandatory to avail COVID-19 vaccine. It said anyone aged 18 years and above can directly go to the nearest vaccination center, wherein the vaccinator will do the on-site registration and provide vaccination.
AIIMS Delhi will restart OPD services in a phased manner from Friday. The decision to allow walk-in registrations will be taken later after reviewing the COVID-19 situation. AIIMS said in a statement that OPD registration will be done only for patients having prior online or telephonic appointment. Amid a surge in coronavirus infections, AIIMS Delhi had decided to shut its physical OPD services from April the 22nd and postpone routine inpatient admissions to contain the spread of the virus. After a strict 5-week lockdown, Delhi has now fully reopened shops and malls and allowed restaurants to have 50% seating. A total of 228 fresh cases of coronavirus infection have been reported in the national capital within 24 hours. The Delhi government has said that 364 people have recovered from the infectious disease during the same period. A total of 12 deaths were reported in the city during the last 24 hours. Presently, the total number of active cases of COVID-19 in the national capital is 3,078. Delhi government has said over 60,000 beneficiaries have been administered the COVID vaccine doses in the last 24 hours. So far, over 61 lakh doses have been administered to beneficiaries in the national capital.
In Bihar, Unlock 2 has been extended for a week with certain restrictions. This will be effective from the 16th to 22nd of June. This decision was taken at a meeting of Crisis Management Group headed by Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. According to revised guidelines, the government and private offices will function with 50% attendance till 5 p.m. Shops and businesses will open till 6 p.m. on alternate days. Night curfew will continue. Educational and religious places will remain closed. Online teaching will continue in educational institutions. Government and private functions at common places have been prohibited. Only 20 persons will be allowed in marriage and funeral procession. In Jharkhand, the existing lockdown, which is ending on June 17th, has been further extended for a period of 1 week till June 24, following certain relaxations. Health Safety Week will now be observed in the state till June 24th, along with a complete lockdown during the weekend from evening 4 p.m. on June 19th to morning 6 a.m. on June 21st, falling in between. More details from our correspondent.
The existing lockdown in Jharkhand has been further extended for another 1 week till June 24th. Complete lockdown in the state will be observed during the weekend falling between the Health Safety Week. During complete lockdown, only medical facilities and shops have been allowed to open. In Unlock 3, relaxations to open all shops in all 24 districts of the state till 4 p.m. has been provided by the state government. All government and private offices shall now be open till 4 p.m. with 50% attendance. E-passes for any movement within the state for private vehicles is necessary. Interstate buses have been prohibited, while mandatory home quarantine of 7 days for people visiting from outside the state has been made compulsory during the lockdown. Shilpi, AIR News, Ranchi.
In Rajasthan, 92% people above 60 years of age and 78% people in the age group of 45 to 59 years have been given the first dose of COVID vaccine. The new cases of COVID-19 are decreasing day by day. Just 172 cases have been reported in the state during the last 24 hours. No new cases have been reported in 14 out of 33 districts, while less than 10 cases have been reported in 13 districts. More from our Jaipur correspondent.
The state government has decided to open all the monuments and museums for tourists from tomorrow. Now business activities in markets once again gaining momentum and traffic is increasing again on the roads. Booking in hotels has also started increasing. The number of passengers traveling by state roadways buses has also increased. About 1,800 buses are being operated by Rajasthan Roadways. There has also been an increase in passenger load at Jaipur Airport as compared to the last week of May. The airport administration informed that about 22 flights are being operated daily. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh today directed the health authorities to start vaccination of teachers, non-teaching staff and students in the 18 to 45 age group from all schools and colleges from the 21st of June to enable educational institutions in the states to open safely. The Chief Minister directed the department to ensure that all persons with comorbidities as well as disabilities and government employees are vaccinated on priority. In the COVID review meeting today, he said the staff in hospitality industry, parlours, service outlets including shops, restaurants, gyms, etc. should also be vaccinated at the earliest.
Mumbai's Dharavi, considered to be Asia's largest slum, did not report any fresh coronavirus case for the second day in a row today. On Monday, for the first time since February 2nd, no new case was detected in the Dharavi area. Dharavi had reported the highest ever 99 COVID-19 cases on 8th of April 2021 during the second wave of the pandemic. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Good news poured in for Mumbai's Dharavi as the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation today informed that city's slum colony did not report any fresh coronavirus case for the second day in a row today. With this, Dharavi's COVID-19 caseload remains unchanged at 6,861, of which 6,491 patients have already recovered and discharged from hospitals. According to a BMC official, the number of active cases in the densely populated locality went down to 11 after 2 more patients recovered from the infection in the last 24 hours. Sweetie Jain, AR News, Mumbai.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, all we need is that ray of hope to stay positive and that inspiration to help people in need in these difficult times. One such positive story is of Mr. Mukund Gosavi, who hails from Jalgaon district of Maharashtra, which makes us believe that if he can, then we all can certainly make a difference. Mr. Mukund Gosavi has 80% disability. However, this did not stop him from helping needy people during the pandemic situation.
मैंने जो दिव्यांग व्यक्ति थे हमारे, जिनको दिव्यांगता के कारण कोरोना काल में बड़ी तकलीफ हुई थी, उनके लिए अनाज की व्यवस्था करना, उनके लिए किराना की व्यवस्था करना और जो बुजुर्ग है उनके लिए भी दवाई की व्यवस्था करवाना, क्योंकि गांव में जो लगभग दूर है गांव, आना जाना उनको बहुत परेशानी वाला था, उनके लिए दवाई गोले की व्यवस्था करना। मेरी दिव्यांग मोटरसाइकिल है, उस पर जाकर ये सेवा करने का प्रयास मैंने किया है।
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Country registers significant decline in active caseload and new cases of COVID-19. Less than 5,000 cases in 20 states. Over 60,000 cases registered in the last 24 hours, lowest in 75 days. Recovery rate improves to 95.64%. Aims Delhi to restart OPD services in a phased manner from Friday. Saudi Arabia cancels Hajj performance for foreign pilgrims this year in a view of COVID-19 pandemic. National Investigation Agency announces 10 lakh rupee reward for information on 2 suspects in Israel embassy blast case. Jal Shakti Ministry urges all MPs to participate and support the Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign in their constituencies. Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra emphasizes on swift and efficient delivery of voter-centric services. Government says it expects ethanol distillation capacities to be doubled by 2025. Country may achieve 20% blending target. In Asian Cup football qualifiers, last Group E match underway between India and Afghanistan at Jassim bin Hamad Stadium, Doha. And in Euro 2020 today, Hungary faces Portugal and Germany to take on France. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The Centre is disseminating awareness of national helpline numbers for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The helpline number of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry is 1075. The Child Helpline number is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number is 14567. The helpline number of the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. The Ayush COVID-19 Counselling helpline number is 14443 and MyGov WhatsApp help desk number is 9013151515.
Welcome back to the evening news. Saudi Arabia has decided not to allow foreign pilgrims for performing Hajj this year in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. As a result, the Central Hajj Committee of India has also cancelled all the applications for performing the pilgrimage this year. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has decided to allow citizens and residents inside the kingdom only to attend Hajj in limited numbers. The Jal Shakti Ministry has urged all MPs to participate and support the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. Minister of State for Jal Shakti Ratan Lal Kataria has written letters to all MPs to support the ongoing Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign in their respective constituencies and states. In the letter, the minister has urged all to come together to address the problem of depleting groundwater levels and water scarcity in public interest. Catch the Rain campaign was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the occasion of World Water Day this year. The campaign aims at tapping rainwater by constructing artificial recharge structures, revitalizing existing ponds and water bodies, and rejuvenating wetlands and rivers.
Chief Election Commissioner CEC Sushil Chandra has emphasized on swift and efficient delivery of voter-centric services. Speaking at a virtual conference of Chief Electoral Officers, CEOs of different states and union territories, Mr. Chandra reiterated the importance of an updated and error-free electoral roll. Mr. Chandra asked the CEOs to share the best practices of the various innovative steps taken by the poll-gone states for learning and customization for future elections. The Commission also e-launched the Atlas on General Elections 2019. The Atlas encompasses all the data and statistical figures of this monumental event. The government has expected that ethanol distillation capacities would be doubled by 2025 and the country would be able to achieve 20% blending target. Briefing the media today, Secretary, Department of Food and Public Distribution, Sudhanshu Pandey said that ethanol blending with petrol program would promote ethanol as a fuel which is non-polluting and environment-friendly. He said use of E20 fuel reduces carbon monoxide emission by 30 to 50% and hydrocarbon emission by 20%. He said government is encouraging sugar mills and distilleries to enhance their distillation capacities by providing them financial support. Mr. Pandey said due to projected investment of 41,000 crore rupees, several employment opportunities will be created in rural areas.
The National Investigation Agency has announced a reward of 10 lakh rupees for information on 2 suspects in the Israel Embassy blast case. NIA released a video where the 2 suspects can be seen in the CCTV footage planting a bomb. On January 29th evening, a minor improvised explosive device IED blast of very low intensity took place near the Israeli Embassy on APJ Abdul Kalam Road in New Delhi. No one was injured, but some vehicles were damaged. The date of the blast coincided with the completion of 29 years of diplomatic ties between India and Israel. The National Investigation Agency NIA has arrested 2 more persons in connection with its probe into Antalya bomb scare case and murder of businessman Mansukh Hiren. An official today informed that Santosh Atmaram Shelar and Anand Pandurang Jadhav were nabbed from suburban Malad on the 11th of June. He said prima facie both of them were involved in the conspiracy to plant the explosives-laden SUV near Ambani's residence. The official added that both of them were produced before the court today and sent to NIA custody till the 21st of June.
Indian Railways has envisaged investment of nearly 55,000 crore rupees for modernization of signalling, telecommunication and other infrastructure development. Railways have also started electronic interlocking EI at 2221 railway stations so far. Further, 1,550 EIs are planned to be provided in the next 3 years. Electronic interlocking are being adopted on a large scale to derive benefits of digital technologies in train operation and to enhance safety. Government has approved allotment of 5 MHz spectrum in 700 MHz frequency band to Indian Railways for public safety and security services at stations and in trains. The 7th International Day of Yoga is now just 6 days away. It is going to be observed worldwide on 21st of June 2021. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its Spotlight program will bring you an exclusive interview with Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha, Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, on preparations for International Day of Yoga 2021. In this interview, Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha said the theme for International Day of Yoga 2021 is Be with Yoga, Be at Home, keeping the current COVID wave in mind.
This year the theme is Be with Yoga, Be at Home. We all know that we are just coming out from the crisis of second wave of COVID-19 and still public functions and large-scale physical demonstration of yoga is not possible. So we have from the beginning, when we have started 100 days countdown of International Day of Yoga 2021, we have started propagating this theme of Be with Yoga and Be at Home. The suggestion came from visitors of our social media, state governments, yoga organizations and different ministries of the Government of India while interacting with them into our internal coordination meetings chaired by Secretary and chaired by our Minister. So Be with Yoga and Be at Home is largely popularized now, and everybody is having this message that now this year we'll do yoga but we'll stay home.
This interview can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:15 p.m. onwards.
In Asian Cup football qualifiers, last Group E match underway between India and Afghanistan at Jassim bin Hamad Stadium, Doha, is goalless at half-time. The match had a positive start from India. They won a corner in the first minute. The fifth day of Euro 2020 will see two high-octane clashes as Hungary will face the defending champions Portugal, whereas the previous season runners-up France will face Germany. All the teams will look to get off to a good start in their campaign, and they will aim to get the crucial 3 points.
Today is World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. The theme for this year is Access to Justice. Access to justice impacts older persons' ability to fully exercise all their human rights. United Nations has said that older persons who have experienced situations of violence, abuse and neglect often face multiple barriers in accessing judicial remedies. These include issues of accessibility, affordability, reasonable accommodation, excessive delays and backlogs in judicial processes, impact of digitalization, cultural norms, gender bias, discrimination and entrenched ageism in policy, norms and practices. It said that this year's theme serves as a reminder of the importance to fully address the needs of the older persons who may seek recourse.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital, Delhi, will have thunderstorms with rain. The minimum temperature will be 27 degrees and maximum will go up to 36 degrees. Mumbai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature will be 25 degrees Celsius, while maximum is expected to be around 32. Chennai will see a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Temperature will vary between 27 and 38 degrees. Kolkata will see a generally cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature will be 26 degrees. Maximum will go up to 30. Jammu will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Minimum temperature will be 26, maximum around 35. Srinagar will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Temperature will hover between 14 and 26 degrees. Leh will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum and maximum temperature will be between 6 and 19 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will see a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Temperature will hover between 20 and 35 degrees. Muzaffarabad will have a partly cloudy sky, becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening or night. Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Country registers significant decline in active caseload and new cases of COVID-19, less than 5,000 cases in 20 states. Over 60,000 cases registered in the last 24 hours, lowest in 75 days. Recovery rate improves to 95.64%. Aims Delhi to restart OPD services in a phased manner from Friday. Saudi Arabia cancels Hajj performance for foreign pilgrims this year in view of COVID-19 pandemic. National Investigation Agency announces 10 lakh rupee reward for information on 2 suspects in Israel embassy blast case. Jal Shakti Ministry urges all MPs to participate and support Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign in their constituencies. Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra emphasizes on swift and efficient delivery of voter-centric services. Government says it expects ethanol distillation capacities to be doubled by 2025. Country may achieve 20% blending target in Asian Cup football qualifiers. Last Group E match underway between India and Afghanistan at Jasim bin Hamad Stadium, Doha. And with that we end the evening news. Good night.